Do pets think you're their parent? Meet Leo. Leo is a 5-year-old golden retriever who lives with a family in a quiet little neighborhood. Every single morning, Leo wakes up before everyone else. He doesn't check his phone, he doesn't make breakfast, he doesn't even yawn dramatically like the rest of us. He just waits. He sits right by the bedroom door of his owner, a 12-year-old girl named Maya, and waits for her to wake up. And the moment that door creaks open, Leo completely loses his mind with joy. Tail spinning like a helicopter, paws everywhere, tongue out, pure happiness. Now, here's the question does my pet actually think I'm their mom or their dad? It sounds like a simple question, maybe even a silly one, but the answer is gonna surprise you. It's gonna make you look at your pet completely differently. And by the end of this video, you might just realize that the bond between you and your furry best friend is even deeper than you ever imagined. So stay with me, because we're just getting started. Let's go back to Leo and Maya for a second. When Maya leaves for school every morning, something strange happens to Leo. He stops eating as much. He lies near the front door. He sighs. Yes, dogs actually sigh. And he just waits for hours. But the second Maya's school bus pulls up outside, Leo is already at the window, tail going, whimpering softly, like no time has passed at all. Now, you might be thinking, okay, that's just because Maya feeds him and takes him for walks. And that's a fair thought, but here's where it gets interesting. Scientists decided to actually test this. They ran experiments where pets were put in a room with 3 different people: a complete stranger, a familiar person who fed them regularly, and their actual owner. And every single time, the pet would go back to one person. Not the one with the most food, not the most familiar face, their owner. So why? What's actually going on inside that furry little head? To understand that, we need to go on a little journey. Thousands of years ago, long before smartphones, long before TV, long before anything you'd recognize, humans and wolves started doing something unusual. They started spending time together. Nobody really planned it. It probably started because wolves would come close to human campsites looking for leftover food. And slowly, over many generations, some of those wolves became less afraid of humans. And humans, well, they started to realize, hey, these creatures are actually kind of useful and kind of great. Over thousands of years, wolves slowly became dogs. Through living with humans, being cared by humans, depending on humans, something shifted in their biology, in their brain chemistry, in their very DNA. Dogs essentially became creatures that are wired to bond with people. And here's the wild part. Researchers discovered that when a dog looks into their owner's eyes, both the dog and the owner release a chemical called oxytocin. You know what oxytocin is? It's the same chemical that a mother releases when she looks at her newborn baby. It's literally called the love hormone. So when Leo looks up at Maya with those big brown eyes, they're both feeling something that science compares to the love between a parent and a child. Let that sink in for a second. Now, I know what cat people are thinking right now. That's all great for dogs, but my cat literally knocks things off my desk just to annoy me. That doesn't sound like love. Fair. Very fair. Cats are different. Here's what's fascinating about cats. They never fully gave up their independence the way dogs did. In the wild, cats are solo hunters. They don't live in packs. They don't need a group to survive. So when cats decided to hang around humans thousands of years ago, they made a deal on their own terms. And yet, and this is the part that blew scientists away, a study from the University of Lincoln found that cats do form strong emotional bonds with their owners. They just show it differently. When researchers put cats in an unfamiliar room with their owner, then without their owner, the cats were calmer and more confident with their owner present. Just like a small child is calmer when their parent is in the room. Cats often choose to sleep near or on their owners. They slow blink at you, which in cat language is basically saying, I trust you completely. They knead with their paws, a behavior they only do as kittens with their mothers. So when your cat is being all mysterious and cool, acting like they don't care about you, there's a good chance they're lying. And secretly, in their own very cat-like way, they think of you as something incredibly important in their world. Okay, let's get into the real science now. Researchers at the University of Vienna did a study called the Secure Base Effect. This was originally a test designed to understand the bond between human babies and their mothers. The idea was simple. When a baby feels safe with their parent nearby, they explore more freely. When the parent leaves, the baby gets stressed. Scientists applied the exact same test to dogs, and the results were almost identical. Dogs explored new environments more when their owner was present. They slowed down and became anxious when their owner left, and they were barely interested in a stranger's encouragement. They wanted their person. The researchers concluded that dogs see their owners the way children see their parents, as a secure base, a safe place, a home that walks around on two legs. Now, here's a question to sit with. If your pet sees you as your safe base, your home, what does that make you? And more importantly, are you living up to that role? Because here's something that might feel a little heavy. Your pet has no way to explain to you when they're scared or lonely or in pain. They can't tap your shoulder and say, "Hey, I need help." They just look at you with those eyes, and they trust you to figure it out. That's a lot of trust to give someone. Remember how Leo waits by the door for Maya every day? Scientists discovered that pets don't just miss their owners when they're gone. They actually experience something very close to what humans call separation anxiety. Heart rate goes up, stress hormones increase, behaviors change. And here's the part that hits differently when you really think about it. Your pet has no concept of, "She'll be back in 3 hours." When you walk out that door, they don't know if you're coming back in 3 minutes or 3 years. Every single time you leave, they experience that uncertainty. And every single time you walk back in, that wild, over-the-top greeting you get, the jumping, the spinning, the happy noises, that's not just excitement. That's relief. That's a creature who loves you so much, they're genuinely relieved that you came home. Now, tell me that doesn't change how you think about your pet. Back to Leo and Maya, one last time. One afternoon, Maya came home crying. She'd had a terrible day at school. She didn't want to talk to anyone. She went to her room and curled up on her bed. And without anyone calling him, without any signal at all, Leo walked in, jumped up beside her, and just rested his head on her chest. He didn't try to fix anything. He didn't have any advice. He just stayed. And somehow, that was exactly what Maya needed. This isn't magic. Scientists have studied this too. Dogs are incredibly sensitive to human emotional cues, our facial expressions, our body language, even the smell of our stress hormones. They can literally smell when we're anxious or sad, and many of them respond by getting closer. Not because they were trained to, but because on some deep instinctual level, you are their family. And when family hurts, you show up. So, do pets think you're their parent? Here's the honest answer. They don't think about it the way we do. They don't sit around wondering about the philosophical nature of their relationship with you, but they feel it. The safety, the love, the attachment, the trust. In every study, in every experiment, in every slow blink and helicopter tail and relieved greeting at the door, the answer keeps coming back the same way. You are not just your owner. To them, you are their world. So the next time your dog greets you like you've been gone for a decade, when really you just went to check the mailbox, let them. The next time your cat slow blinks at you from across the room, slow blink back, because that's them saying, "I love you" in the only language they have. And the next time you look at your pet and wonder, do they really know how much I love them? Just remember Leo sitting by Maya's door every single morning, waiting, loyal, certain. They know. And now, here's a question I want you to think about and drop in the comments below. What's the one thing your pet does that makes you feel like they truly love you? I'd love to read every single one. If this video made you see your pet a little differently, share it with someone who has a furry best friend. And if you want to know more about the secret world of animal emotions, there's a lot more where this came from. I'll see you in the next one. Take care of your people and your pets.